Okay, we're going to kick off one of the most impactful, powerful organizations at Carnegie Mellon is the Graduate Entrepreneurship Club. The GEC is open to students from across the university, no matter school, and this is going to be one of your best connections to Carnegie Mellon founders, to investors, to co-founders. So you are going to want to listen up to Ashwini, who is now famous to this crowd today. Her third performance today. Everyone, please give it up to Ashwini Karanth, who is the president of the Graduate Entrepreneurship Club.
Thank you, Meredith. I wish to be brought onto stage the same way every single time. Thank you for being here. How's everybody feeling? Good? We good? We got our food in. Let's go. Okay, awesome. So we are the Graduate Entrepreneurship Club. I have some of my team members here who I'll ask to stand up later, so get ready. We're open to all of CMU, so it doesn't matter which school you're part of. You are still welcome to join GAC. We are a Tepper run club, but we're not limited to Tepper students. That is our motto for this year. That's my beautiful team. I mean, just look at them, you know. So we believe in empowering your entrepreneurial spirit. So one of our biggest missions is that you don't have to look a certain way, be a certain gender, be a certain race to be a founder. And everybody is welcome to our club. You can be at any stage of your startup journey. You could be just ideating. You could be a full person with a company. Then we'll call you in as a speaker. So you can be at any sort of range in entrepreneurship. We try to be as inclusive as possible with our definition of entrepreneurship. There's also different wings of entrepreneurship, like entrepreneurship through acquisition, family business, and venture. So we try to have events that are catering to all of these crowds. We are cross-disciplinary, so we will host engagements in relation with the mechanical department and some of Heinz and also Scott's Institute. Last year we had somebody who was in the mechanical department come in and talk to us about innovation and creativity. My board is filled with people from schools that are all across the board. So we have them take ownership of events and show up with industry experts in their own sort of division. We support founders and future leaders. So, you know, if entrepreneurship is not in the books for you today, but it's something that you do want to explore in the future, I wouldn't write this opportunity off as a place to learn, build those skills and build those chops, and then in the future go in and do what you want. It's open to all graduate students. So like I said, it's not limited to Tepper or any folks over here. That's my board. Take a picture, add all of them on your LinkedIn, bug them to give you suggestions and help make connections. I know Shiv and Tejas are here. Would you mind standing up? So these are our stars. So I want to talk a little bit about our flagship events. One of the biggest events that was mentioned was McGuinness. We do a few in correlation with that. One of it is Hacker Startup. If you were in the panels before, 2 people mentioned Hacker Startup. So if you're not sure of, you know, what company you want to build or if entrepreneurship is for you, if you just want to test it out and play with it, I would say attend Hacker Startup. Because once you come in for Hacker Startup, you're put together with a group and you build a company and then you eventually pitch to a group of people. So that's really great to get those skills going and to get comfortable with being in front of a crowd and pitching your company. Later in December, we have Design Challenge, which is also a similar opportunity to have cash prize and pitch your company, build a team, and then do it in front of investors. We are planning a trek within Pittsburgh later next year. I'm sorry, the text on the top has moved around without my permission. But we're also doing a trek in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a really great ecosystem of founders and accelerators. Innovation Works. Gecko Robotics. Duolingo was founded here, so we're trying to get into all of those companies and do like a trek for GC members. Fresh off the press, as of yesterday, is we have interest in the Silicon Valley campus that people do want to be a part of GEC, and we're trying to see if there is a Silicon Valley trek that can be planned in correlation with the students in the Silicon Valley chapter. So that's in the works, and we'll give you an update on it. Events for the future, September. So one thing we're starting this year is a book club, because we just think that's such a great way of bringing community together and discussing the same idea. So September, every month we do have a book club. We're going to have one book that people read, and we probably will meet at the end of the month, so you have enough time to read it. Outside of the book club, we will have at least one mixer. So something a little bit like less formal. We all gather, get a few drinks. In the past, we've done things like the worst pitch, right? Like the most toxic pitch. So you come in and pitch the worst kind of idea, like detrimental to humanity, and like it's a fun event. And then after that, we have a few event scheduled, which is the ETA event. So the president of the Search Fund Accelerator program is coming in and talking about what ETA means and how you can like be searching while you're a student or even after. So we have some of that already lined up. Till December, our programming is pretty set. We're focusing on the book club, the mixer, and anything that builds your skills as an entrepreneur. So like skill building workshops. Beyond that, we have the trek, but that's when our board kind of like weans off and the new cohort of board comes in. And this is my soft pitch to all of you to join the board. Like, be involved as much as possible. Come in, help us out with events. If you have any like burning ideas that you say, oh, I know the founder of Facebook and I want to have them over here, come talk to us and we'll make that event work. And we're looking for community building, and community does not get built without community volunteering. So please show up, reach out to all of us. You've taken a picture of all of the board members. Once you join, this is how you join. This is Start and Connect. You will get a link to a Discord group. And once you join that Discord group, that's primarily where we put out events for the rest of the year. And if there's any other questions that you have for the board, that's the best place to get all of our eyes onto it. I think that it's a good place to start as a student-run organization. If this whole idea of entrepreneurship intimidates you, join people who think just like you and help build each other up. That's our mission as a board. We want to see entrepreneurship grow within Tepper and within CMU, and we welcome anybody who has the same mindset. Thank you. Yeah, I can take a few questions before I jump off. The best event that holds meaning to me was we had a small fireside chat with all of the founders that were graduating Tepper last year. So we got them in and we talked to them, not about their company, about them as a person. So like meet the founder and who the founder truly is. And then we went and got drinks later. So it was really like a nice homage to them being part of like mentoring all of us, learning from them, and like kind of wishing them farewell. So I would say that's like a good, thoughtful first event. Any other burning questions about how you can help? Going once? Yeah. Yeah, that's a really great question, and I'm glad you brought it up because it's a point I forgot. One thing we're working on is to, not at a very high level, but like at a very basic level, build a database of like founder and somebody who wants to work at a startup, like matchmaking database. So if you are looking for people, we're always like, join my company. We're always looking for people who can help us with our companies, and people are always looking to join companies to make an impact. So we're planning to start like an open source like database that you can go sift through and like kind of do all of this. So thank you for bringing that up.
I was just wondering, what's the membership get like where you
Yeah, so the trek is part of the benefits. If it's within Pittsburgh, for the Silicon Valley trek, we might have to ask you to pay for more. All of the events are free, and there's food at the events. And if there is like mixers after to get drinks, it's paid for, and it's a good time, and you get access to a lot of like people who are in the same space. Any more questions? All right, thank you, folks. You all have been great. Join GEC. Let's go.
Okay, good stuff. So now I get to introduce Stephen Guo, who is a Swartz Center staff member. He's also a Dietrich alum, and he is a master at building community. He's going to tell you about T&E.
Thank you, Meredith. All right, is this on? Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay. So thank you, Meredith, for the introduction. So I'm going to ask for some audience participation for the first minute. So who is new to Pittsburgh? All right, almost everyone. Who came from San Francisco? All right, thank you. We got 2 participants here, a few of them. Okay, my question to you, building off of what Ashwini said and Meredith just said, what does community mean to you? Or what are the things that you think of when you think of community? Just shout it out. Friendship? Community. What else do you think of when you think of community? Solidarity. Someone said support. Service. All right, cool. So I'm going to do a little quick history lesson, but this is the central question for why T&E was created in the first place. And T&E was created 10 years ago with our founder, Will Sanders. I have his picture later. He was in the Bay Area, where we have one of the highest densities of alumni who work in tech and entrepreneurship. There's so many of us Tartans in startups who are investors, who are trying to work at startups and really help grow something exciting. And he said, why is it so hard to find Tartans in tech and entrepreneurship in the Bay Area? We're all over the place. What the heck is going on? And so that inspired him to create CMU Tech and Entrepreneurship with the first chapter in the Bay Area, which has since expanded to across the country. We have hubs in Pittsburgh, New York, the Bay Area. Those are our 3 main ones. And there's a couple more that we've been really building out of. But so he is the co-founder and advisor of T&E, and he's actually a founder himself. He's the founder and CEO of Recruiting from Scratch. And so with that in mind, that problem that he was thinking about led to the creation of T&E. And this is our mission, which is to build a community for connection across Carnegie Mellon alumni and students to build a stronger ecosystem and culture of entrepreneurship across the CMU enterprise. How many of you are students? How many of you are alumni? All right, I'm an alumni. Okay, well, so basically, all of you who raise your hand, you are part of this community. You are lifelong Tartans. And so no matter when you come back to the ecosystem, both for the Swartz Center and all of our stuff we do, you are always welcome to be part of this community, and you can always tap back in. So the initial emphasis of T&E was really focused on alumni, but we've expanded to students because the pipeline of you as students, you are going to become alumni. And so we want to give you this benefit of really understanding how awesome our community really is. And so what does this really look like? So we have a growing community of 7,000 alumni and students on Slack. We have multiple chapters, as I mentioned. Seattle and Philly are emerging. We've done some stuff in Boston, some stuff in Chicago potentially. And every year we do around 30 plus in-person events across all of our hubs. So one of the nexus for community building is creating the space for you to gather and to engage and to find each other, because together we're doing so much more things better than alone. So we have a dedicated volunteer board of alumni and students. I have a feature on a former student who became part of the board, and he's also in the Bay Area now. So we have created programs, events, resources, opportunities, and you can see a few photos of kind of our main hubs. So we have a Substack newsletter. We have over 6,000 people subscribed. It comes out monthly, bi-monthly, where we kind of recap some of the events that we're doing, as well as what's going on in the community. So I would say it complements a lot of our programming with the Swartz Bulletin. If you haven't subscribed to that, it's our weekly Friday morning newsletter that goes out that also captures events, announcements, what's going on in the community. We have a jobs board on our website. So part of this is sourced from our Slack channel. We have over 5,000 people on our Slack. We have a lot of different channels. One of them is a jobs board. One of them is a looking for X board or channel. And this is where we find opportunities, again, for companies. I know Meredith talked about some of the cool alumni companies that you are very recognizable brand names. But I think something we always don't realize is, oh, I didn't know this company was founded by a CMU person. So how do we get better about knowing who we are at the forefront? We have a Luma calendar. So these are graphics of the events we've done to date so far. We've done 12 events. They've mixed from a mixer, a panel, a founder investor dinner. Really, it ranges a lot. And I think part of what we're trying to do is how do we build exciting things localized in each hub for our members there. Some of the other events that we've done. So like happy hours, networking workshops, panels. On the top left we were part of New York Tech Week. This was last year. And we brought together a panel of CMU alumni founders who are building startups with AI, but also an AI investor and an academic who is from CMU, currently at Columbia, who's doing research and starting a venture on AI. We do pitch nights. We have a lot of speaker events that we've done in the past, and we have a huge archive on YouTube. This is actually partly during the COVID time where we moved everything virtually, and we were doing 50 to 100 events a year. And so I credit a lot of my team back then to really reaching out and engaging with our amazing alumni, and we continue to do so in many different ways in tandem with the university, the Swartz Center, all of the different communities, really outreaching and engaging our Tartans. Here are just some testimonials. Some of them are a little old, but I think part of what we're doing is building the space and the infrastructure for you to plug in and find other people who are building something you want to build, who want to talk about what you want to talk about, and just be inspired together. So I'm really excited to talk about a couple of my team members, Kevin Fang and Sachi Shah, who are two amazing board members. So Kevin Fang, he graduated last year, and he was part of the board for a couple of years. He was managing our newsletter. He was doing stuff in Pittsburgh, and he is currently in the Bay Area working at a startup. He's one of the first of, I think, 3 or 4. So they were expanding their team and he joined them. And a lot of his experience with T&E gave him the exposure and access to really understand what is a startup ecosystem like. I think someone said, oh, what if I don't want to start a startup? Well, you could work at a startup. That is equally as lucrative as being a founder or on the founding team. And I think what we want to do at the Swartz Center is provide those real opportunities for you to get that exposure, get that experience, and really learn, is that for you? If not, that's okay, but at least you tried. And I think that's a lot about entrepreneurship, is keep on going. Sachi, she was our Bay Area lead. She's currently in New York. She's currently a product manager at Figma. She has actually a really great LinkedIn post about she got to be present when Figma went public earlier this year. So she was in from the New York Stock Exchange. And really, I think the opportunity I want to share here is you can join the team and support what we're doing at T&E. I think one of the best ways to be part of the startup ecosystem is to be an organizer, convene people, organize events. You are able to learn so much more when you're actually involved in it and engaging with building those coalitions. So I'll end on this note. So the vision and aspiration of T&E, but also for CMU, because we're big champions of CMU, is why can't we be the #1 university entrepreneurship ecosystem in the world? I mean, I think there's so much more we can get to, and we haven't even hit our ceiling yet. So I'll end with this. Let's go build something faster, further, and together. So this is a QR code to sign up for our Airtable, which will get you into our Slack as well as our Substack newsletter. Please, we are open to all Tartans, and we want to make sure that you feel welcomed, lifelong Tartans. It's not working? Oh, man. All right. Well, in that case, my name is Stephen Guo. You can find me at the Swartz Center. I'm part of the team. So you can just email me. I'm more than happy to engage with you then. And you can also send an email to the cmutehq@gmail.com. I'll take any questions if anyone has any. Questions? All right. My to-do is to get you the right link. So if you're open to learning more, just reach out to me afterward. I'll be around and happy to get you plugged in the ways that we can. Who's next? Next up. Hello. Meredith, I think we are ready for what's next. Well, they already told me my link is broken, so I'm fixing that.
Okay. So next, I heard you talking about working for a startup, so I thought that would be a nice opportunity to remind, yes, you all of Startup Week, which is coming up September 24th, 25th, and 26th. We've got 10 events over 3 days, including CMU Spark, which is our startup job fair. We'll have companies who are hiring, startups that are hiring, do some tech talks. We have Troy Demmer, who is a Tepper grad and is president of Gecko Robotics. He's going to keynote it, and then we'll just move right to startups who are hiring. We expect quite a good turnout for this event on both the startup and the recruiting student side. We have the Venture Day, AI and Robotics Venture Day, also as a part of Startup Week. Really recommend you come to that. You'll hear about 30 startups in AI and robotics pitching. They could also be interesting opportunities from a team formation perspective. Okay?